One day you wake up and decide this is it, time to change everything. So you go all in overnight. You rewrite your routines, you stack new habits, overhaul your priorities. You convince yourself that this time will be different. And then reality sets in. Because the truth is, real change doesn't happen in a week, a month, or even 6. It's not a single decision or a fleeting burst of motivation. And that's what January taught me. Welcome back to Designing My Dream Life. The 3rd of January 2025, and I am on my way to a trial shift. Let me take you back a couple of weeks ago. Bessie and I were window shopping for luxury items. We didn't think we'd actually find anything, and we came across this boutique that sell luxury pieces at discounted price. So obviously we're shopping innocently as you do. I even came across a pair of Jimmy Choos that were in my size, believe it or not, and discounted, of course, but then again discounted some more. So at that point it was like an 80% discount or something crazy like that. Anyway, as I was talking to the sales associate, I made a joke about I need to work here to get all the goods and discounts as a side comment, and she basically took me seriously and spoke to her manager, who I then spoke to, and then I got her number, messaged her on WhatsApp, and here we are. I honestly think it was right place, right time. The sales associate was telling me that the manager literally was like, I'm tired of all these applications, I'd love someone to just walk in, I want to work here. Voila. So I really think it was meant to be working as a fashion tech founder, basically, full-time, and then writing about fashion part-time and posting TikToks about fashion and having a weekend job in fashion. There's so much happening. Genuinely, so much happening, but I'm so grateful. I am on my lunch. It's about 2 p.m. Shift started at 10. So far, so good. Like, the ladies are lovely. I do feel kind of old. Like, I'm 28. Do you know what I mean? A lot of them are so young, like 2021. But honestly, I'm so jealous, like, of them, because I feel like I wish I had the courage that I do now to just do things and try things. And I think a part of me is also very much like, oh, like, founders don't really do this.
A few moments later.
Okay, no, scratch that. Forget everything I just said. It's so interesting how you can like reframe your thinking based on how you want it to be like perceived. So for example, I'm here like, oh my God, I'm so old, I'm working a job that like younger people will work. I wish I started younger. And someone else would be like, not someone else, like I could be like, yeah, I'm working this job on the weekends to really understand the fashion industry, which is what I'm doing, and to just better my knowledge, which is what it's doing. So it's like, take from it what you will, but I just had to come back and correct myself because that was just really bad. Jan, I would have probably shown the clips with me earlier, so I couldn't really talk then or explain what I was getting up to or what I was doing, so I thought I'd give you a little debrief as to what I'm working on right now. So I'm a creative consultant, and what that means is that I have a lot of different type of projects scattered around. And because I'm not a creative consultant in just like fashion or in beauty, I cover all spheres. So I have creative consulting experience in fashion, I have creative consulting experience in beauty, I have creative consulting experience in general. And there's a lot of things that I mentioned that I want to do career-wise. And a lot of these projects, I help him build a portfolio to do so. Now, the project that I'm working on right now, they wanted a whole brand strategy, re-diagnosis. What? Rebrand, re-diagnosis, that didn't make sense. We've been working on that since, I want to say September September. The initial end date was December, but once they were happy with the logo, it informed the brand Bible, what I call the brand Bible, which is everything they need for branding purposes. And because creative consulting usually tends to be an overarching thing, right? So you come in, you say a few things, give a few ideas, and then you go about your way or go about your business. And because I'm very early stage, I want to implement it too. Today is all about putting that to work or putting that on paper. Everything we've designed brand-wise, I think the client's happy with. Now it needs to live on a website. Website is due on Monday. Today is Saturday. I was on a trial shift yesterday all day. Yeah, so I literally had to tell my co-founder Aoife, so look, hey girl, my year for Aoife starts on the 7th, 6th or 7th probably. Because I just got to get this done. I've got to deliver it no matter what it takes. So that's why I was up at 5 a.m. even though I fell asleep for like an hour and a half. After that, I made some progress. I was troubleshooting a lot of code in between that, and I think after that my brain just went, but we're good. We're so fine. We're so fine. So fine. But I also need to take a breather because if I need to figure out how I'm going to balance everything, and I think that is what's scaring me the most. But it's exciting too, you know, like this is what I dreamt of. Like this is what I always wanted for myself, and I've been running away from it all of last year, and I think that's why last year was so tough. Oh, not me getting croaky. I think that's why last year was so tough, because I kept fighting what was inevitable. Like I needed all of these projects to line up this way. And like I said in the initial intro to this whole series, I don't want to focus on like money. I don't want to be consumed by making money. I want it to be about my development. And so creative consulting has made way for me to figure out, okay, great, I need a project management qualification. I need to get better at this because more projects are going to come, and I'm in it. I'm literally in it. And I've been worried about so many things, but I'm just realizing like there's so many, like in the workload, there's answers to prayers in there. Do you know what I mean? So I love it here. I really do. Anyway, enough yapping. I gotta go. Okay, bye. So we have hummus, bread, obviously, potatoes, more hummus, kind of curry thing, I don't know, pickles.
It's red pepper romesco.
Red pepper romesco, whatever. Pickles, cauliflower and like yogurt and pistachio, and kimchi gyozas. And then, what's this one? Arancini. And I think that's just so banging.
This is good.
Good morning. Good shapewear. Those are clean clothes. Good shapewear makes a difference. When I did not have good shapewear, I thought my body was not going anywhere. When I see myself in nice one, yeah. Anyway, off to the gym. Does anyone else love and hate the gym at the same time? I love the idea of it, the routine, the results I picture in my head, but half the time I feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm not seeing the results like I used to. When I started 75 Hard at the beginning of the year, I got caught up in the hype, swept up in what everyone else was doing, and focused on the one thing I shouldn't have, what I wanted to look like. I'm learning to let go of that vision for now because it's keeping me from building those habits in a healthy way. If I'm honest, most of January has felt like this. Running in circles, busy but not moving. It was definitely the month I realized just how much I'd have to balance this year. I kept finding myself in this loop of doing things, ticking boxes, planning my days ahead if I remember to, and sometimes I just stop and think, is this actually helping? Is this really changing my life? Or am I just busy? I had such a random day. I didn't get to have my coffee before I got into work, so I'm off for a coffee right now. I'm trying to find a spot where it is. It's like I'm waiting for a breakthrough, something to tell me that all this effort is actually making a difference. I'm realizing that progress doesn't always look like winning. Sometimes it just looks like not giving up. I've tried going to the gym early, but end up going to bed late. I've wanted to eat healthier, but never had enough whole food stock. I thought I had an airtight work process, but outside of my part-time job, my days have felt like an endless hamster wheel of to-dos. However, Despite the chaos, my biggest goal for the year was starting YouTube. I sat down on the 27th, I hit record, and I put my first video out there, raw, unfiltered, and vulnerable. This is a reminder to self that this journey is supposed to look like this. The biggest lesson January has taught me is real change doesn't happen overnight, and designing my dream life was never supposed to look like anyone else's.